type 2. Type 2 on how to factorize algebra or algebraic expression. Now the type 2 is called method of grouping. Okay, the type 2 is method of grouping, and with the method of grouping, a number of the expressions will be given to you, or a number of terms will be given to you, more than 2, 3, 4 terms. Okay, they'll be given to you, and you will have to decide, or you will have to arrange them variable by variable, or the common ones, then you group them at one side, the common ones to group them at the other side, then you do the factorization. Okay, so the general method used to factorize such expression is to group the first 2 terms. Okay, so if for instance there are 4 terms in it, okay, you first group the first 2 terms and then the last 2 terms separately. Next, then you factorize each group separately. In doing so, the terms in the bracket will be the same. Okay, so when you do the factorization, the terms in the bracket, it will be the same. Then you put the factor in each group in one bracket, then you multiply by the common term in the bracket. Okay, so all that I've read, what it means is, if I have an example like x squared minus ax plus bx minus ab. Okay, so what it means is, since I have x here, I have x here, and I have b here, and I have b here, it means x's over here are the same. Okay, and then the b's over here too are the same. So I can factorize by grouping them like this. Okay, so this is the first 2, I've grouped them here. The second 2 I have grouped them here. Okay, so here I can factorize x's out. So x out, we left with x1 here minus what? A. All right, then plus here b is common, so I can factorize b out. Then I'll open the bracket. What is left here? X minus a. So from my reading, I read that if you do it in this way, you will be getting what is inside this bracket to be the same as what is also occurring in this bracket. Okay, so if you look at what I've just done, you will realize that you have x minus a here, and I also have what? X minus a here also. Okay, so after getting this, you don't just stop there. All what you have to do next is to take what you have outside this bracket and then what you have outside this bracket too. Then you put them together. Then you use it to multiply one of these 2 brackets. Okay, so I'll have x plus b here as 1, which are the factors that we have factorized outside the expressions. Okay, then I'll use it to multiply one of these brackets, which is what? X minus a. Okay, so this will be the solution for this one. Let's look at one more example. Then we'll move on to the last type, which is type 3. Okay, so this one is 6a squared minus 24ac plus 4ab minus 16bc. Okay, so this is what? One of the types. And then this one, we have how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have 4 terms here. But with this one, you'll realize that we have 6a here. Okay, and then we have what? Minus 24ac. Okay, we have 4ab here. Now our aim is to look at the common factors and then we group them. You see that over here it was easy for me to just put the first 2 in the bracket and then the second 2 in the bracket too. But here I cannot just do that due to the aim of what I am doing, what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'll have to rearrange them in order for me for the factorization to be easy for me. So what I'll be doing is I will repeat this one and then I will look where it will be easy for me to factorize a out. Okay, you see I have a here. All right, so I can choose to bring this one here. So plus 4ab. Here too I have a, but c is attached to it, and then c is attached to this one. So I need to make sure that c is here. Okay, so now if I have it this way, I'll just put this one in bracket, and then I have what? Minus 24ac, right? Okay, minus what? 16bc. Okay, so I'll put that one too in a bracket. Okay, so I can factorize c and c out, and then what? A and a out over here. Okay, so moving forward, 4 and then 6, the common factor will be what? 2. Okay, 4 and 6, the common factor will be 2 out. Then another, the variables to the common factor will be a. Now here it will be left with 3a, because when I multiply 2a by 3a, I'll be getting what? 6a squared. I have factorized 2 out, so it will be left with what? 2 here. Okay, so if it's left with 2 here, and then I factorize a2 out, it will be left with what? B, so 2b minus 16 and 24. What will be the common factor? 8. Okay, 8 will go into 24, 8 will go into what? 16. All right, so when I factorize 8 out, and I'll just look through the variables too. I have AC here, I have BC, so I have C to be common. I'll factorize C out also. So I'll open the brackets, and then I'll look 8 times what will give me 24? 3, right? When I multiply 24 by 8, I'll be getting 3. I'll factorize A out, so it will left C out, it will left with what? A in the bracket. So minus 16 divided by 8, I'll get what? 2. Okay, I have factorized C out, so it will left with what? B. All right, so now when you look at the expressions very well, you will realize that, sorry, this one is supposed to be plus. Plus, because when I multiply this 8c by this, I should be getting negative 24 here, like I have it here. And then when I multiply this one by this, I should be getting negative. Okay, all right, so the next thing is to what? Do the grouping, or putting the factors in the bracket and then repeating one of these what? Brackets. So I have what? 2a minus 8c. Then I will multiply it by one of these two brackets because they are all what? The same. So when we expand these two, or when we multiply these two binomial expressions, we should be getting back to the original question. That will be all for the type 2. Now let's quickly move on to type 3 of factorization of algebra. Okay, the type 3. That will be the last type. All right, so the type 3 has another name, which is what? The quadratic trinomial.